Howdy friends, EJ here, and on this week's episode of Old School at the Back Porch Antiques, we're going to be talking about Grandma's Cupboard and how it can affect your financial portfolio. There's always a big question about what is it worth and what exactly is it. So we're going to talk a little bit about both of those tonight, and about what it is that might be in your grandmother's furniture, or what might be in your house or your parents' house, or something like that, an antique piece of furniture that might have some value. We're in what I consider the back room of the Back Porch Antiques, where we keep a lot of our high-end furniture. And I guess I kind of gave it away that this is our high-end room, but we're actually got a lot of good stuff scattered throughout the store, but I just want to kind of give you a 101 or a basic type understanding of what some of this furniture is. We're not going to dive in deep into the specifics or the stylistic things of this furniture because I want to do that a little more in depth at a different time, and there may be a chance that we can do that specifically for individual pieces. I'd like to bring in maybe some help on some of those. But tonight we're going to talk about the specifics of what might be in your grandmother's house and how it can affect your financial portfolio should you come into ownership of one of those pieces. Starting out tonight, I want to talk a little bit about this step-back cupboard. That's right, this is considered a step-back cupboard. Why the name step-back? First off, why the name cupboard? It comes from an old word of a board that holds cups. I know that seems or sounds a little bit simplistic, but it's truth. A lot of your old words come from combinations of utilitarian words or things that could be used to make specific, iterations of specific pieces. So if you hear someone talk about a step-back cupboard, and you will hear someone talk about a cupboard, a piece of furniture like this that has a top to it, and then a little bit of an extra piece of material here, as if the top part steps back on the bottom part. Now sometimes in these step back cupboards they will be more than one piece. The top might be two pieces, or the top might be a piece and the bottom might be a piece. Step back cupboard is kind of an encompassing nomenclature for lots of pieces of furniture, but that's an example of what this is. Now when it comes to value of a piece like this, you're going to see lots of variables, okay? And if you've ever got any specific pieces of furniture that you've got questions about, come see me at the Back Porch Antiques, and I can do a little bit more research for you and give you a better idea of some value. Also, we buy furniture, so if you got something for sale, we'd like to have a chance at least talking to you. We'll tell you what it's worth, and maybe we can help you find a buyer. But again, the value of a piece can come from the wood, the style, the maker. That's a big thing here in East Tennessee. The maker, of course, the condition that it's in. Condition is a big deal, although you will see pieces of furniture that are in what looks like disrepair that might be of some value. This particular step-back cupboard is attributed to Sevier County. And again, we're not going to talk specifically about what attributes those specific pieces to what regions of either Tennessee or other parts of the world. We'll discuss that more in depth at a later time, but the price on this particular cupboard is listed at $3,500. So we were talking about pieces that might look a little bit more rough, a little bit more primitive. And you will see a lot of value in the words like primitive. A good example of that would be this particular table right here. It looks like a regular round table to you. It may look like something special, but this is actually what's considered a Lazy Susan table. I have to be real careful in dating things like this because I am by no means an expert, but we're going to put this early to mid 1800s would be my suggestion, my guess. But this is a Lazy Susan table because you would put your food up on this Lazy Susan. And actually, I don't know where the name Lazy Susan derives from. I just know that it means a piece of furniture that articulates in a manner that can be used for a utilitarian purpose, which is the case here. As you can see, this Lazy Susan piece will rotate, and I can imagine a family of 6 or so sitting around this table and a bowl of mashed potatoes being set there, and you would slide it around and you get what you need out. Very utilitarian. This particular piece, I'm going to say, measures about 48 inches across. This piece as well, at one time within the region, sold, if I'm not mistaken, it sold for $13,000 at an auction. We have it priced here at the Back Porch Antiques for $3,500. So moving on, I want to introduce you to some controversy. This is a chest of drawers, not to be confused with Chester drawers. There's no man named Chester, and if there were, his drawers would be of no business of ours. This is a chest of drawers because it is a chest and it has drawers. You would use something like this, obviously, in a bedroom, a place that you could keep linens, a place that you could keep folded clothes. Lots of storage there. This particular piece is a good early piece. The price on this piece is $950. That's brought us to this particular piece. This is a sugar chest. Only the wealthiest of families would have had a piece of furniture like this. And this is literally where sugar was stored. In this, you will notice there is a big bin for storing your sugar. Now, it would have been a more solidified block of sugar. You would have chopped off what you needed. And these pieces are particularly expensive because, I guess, of their prestige from the time and their popularity. Lots of sugar chests have drawers on the bottom, such as this one. A sugar chest is usually divided so that maybe you could also store salt or sugar or something along those lines. They actually had locks. Sugar chests had locks because sugar was so valuable that you wanted to lock it up. And this is a sugar chest. Dates pre-Civil War, I'm quite certain. And this is a cherry sugar chest attributed to Cumberland County. The price on this particular piece is $5,200. Here's another example of a sugar chest. This is a little bit more of an ornate design. But again, you have the raising lid. This particular sugar chest doesn't have a divider, but it does have the lock. There are doors on the bottom of this with two drawers. The owner attributes this piece to the Bergner family. And I guess technically because it's on a pedestal, it would be more considered a sugar press instead of a sugar chest. But there are lots of experts out there. But this particular piece attributed to the Bergner family is priced at $4,800. This is a unique piece, and stylistically, I really like it. But before I tell you about it specifically, I want to tell you a little bit about a method of combining furniture. In the furniture world, you will hear when a piece has been married. So really, the term means that there were two different pieces that were put together, and they were put together so well that it made one piece really good. So in this particular case, this is a butler's desk that is married to a bookshelf. These two pieces, it is my understanding, again, I'm no expert, I believe, but these two pieces weren't originally together. But because they were probably 100 years ago put together, they would have now be considered one piece. But this particular butler's desk, this is kind of how this works. Looks like a drawer, but it's not specifically. It is a piece of furniture that was made to be used as a desk. Some of them had hidden drawers, some of them had hidden compartments. All of them were to be used as a piece of furniture for, I guess, educational work or secretary type work, those sorts of things. So that's what this particular piece would have been used for. Again, a utilitarian piece. Every piece of furniture in those days, or at least most pieces, had a purpose. And the bookcase is part of this particular piece. Doors on the bottom for storage. This particular piece The vendor is asking $1,200, walnut with poplar secondaries. One more thing that I'd like to note about old furniture, there's value in the glass. A lot of people look at glass and say, well, that's just glass, but old glass is wavy and bubbly, and it was made with a different process than we make glass with nowadays. So it's good to see that wavy glass, that bubbly glass. It adds to the value. If the glass has been broken and not replaced with period glass, then it will affect its value. A little side note is all those old picture frames that you see that were in your great-grandparents' house or your grandparents' house that still have the glass fronts that are wavy glass, don't ever throw those away. People can use that glass for replacement in pieces of furniture like this. Which moves us on to a corner cupboard. We've already talked about what a cupboard is. This one just happens to fit perfectly in a corner. And houses in those days, when this particular home or piece was built, mid 1800s or so, would have had pretty tall ceilings and long walls, big rooms, but oftentimes not nearly as many windows toward the outside of a house. So you could afford to use a piece of utilitarian furniture like this and put it in a corner. It allowed you storage for dishes, things like that. Just a storage piece, but it is a cupboard that you would keep in a corner. One of the most popular pieces of Southern furniture is the pie safe or the food safe. Everybody loves the tins, and there have been books written just about the tins. You can look at the tins on a particular pie safe, and you can understand its origins. You can understand the maker of the piece. There were actually tinsmiths who did that specifically. These particular pieces, pie safes, are extremely popular in the collector's world. They look good in about any room. They're utilitarian. You can store things in them. They have drawers. Not all pie safes look like this. Some can be up to 6 feet long or longer. Wide, I guess would be a better word. With multiple tins. Some can have 2 tins per door and tins in the side. Some can be deeper. There have been pie safes that would fetch, $30,000, $40,000. This particular piece here with its large tins and its flowered and checkered base pattern. This particular piece here is in the $2,800 range. This is actually attributed to Washington County, Tennessee. So it's a beautiful piece and a good example of what a good Southern pie safe should look like. We may actually at some point in time do a specific series about pie safes because of their popularity. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. If I don't know the answer, and by no means am I an expert about furniture, I know some people who are. And we can find those answers for you. We can help you, again, attribute value to the pieces that you have and help you find out how grandmother's cupboard can affect your financial portfolio.